Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm here today to show you guys how to change the light bulb. I know, a little bitty thing, a light bulb on a 2009 Saturn Vue. There's not a lot of videos out there for this car yet, so I figured I'd throw one out there. So the most obvious thing you're going to need in this little repair video is obviously the headlamps. Now I went with the Silver Star Ultras by Sylvania. They're a little bit higher end light bulb. I'm getting old. I can't see at night sometimes in the damn roads. Who the hell designed asphalt anyway? It's black. Why don't they make white roads so you can see this shit down there better? But the most important thing on your headlights is to remember this number for the 2009 Saturn Vue, and that is H11. That is the kind of, I guess, I don't know what the actual number is, but I call it kind of the universal part number that you'll see on all different manufacturers of light bulbs. Some of them may say H11 55W. Well, that is the wattage, as you can see right there in the lower hand corner of the box. It says 55W. That is the wattage of them. But H11 is the most important thing because that actually tells you what kind of connector that your car is going to use. And I'll open these up in a little bit and show you a little bit more clearer, if you will. Anytime that you need to do any car repair, the most important thing you need to think about is not safety, beer. You always got to have a good, nice, cold, hopefully craft beer to drink before you start and during the repair of your car. So cheers. My head's froze. That's how cold it is here in my garage. A couple other things you'll need as far as tools go for this simple repair job is a 10mm socket wrench and also a Phillips and possibly a flathead screwdriver. I'm not real positive we'll need the flathead. I'm bringing it along, but definitely the Phillips head we're going to need. Okay, some key notes here on the removal of the headlamp. There's two main bolts that you need to take off that are the 10mm that you'll use with the 10mm socket. First one's here, second one's here. There's a third one on the bottom corner of this headlamp that you can't see. That's where the Phillips screwdriver comes in because we'll need to take these little cheap ass plastic Phillips screw thing plugs out. Oops, that one was loose a little bit. There's one there, I believe, and I think we might even have to take that one out. So we'll get busy on that right now, but that's your key thing. Ignore this. This is not part of the headlamp. So just these two and then these plastic ones. So I've already taken the two metallic bolts out, the 10mm ones already, and this is the what I like to call the cheap ass Phillips screws. It always seems like they're not really screws. They're more just, or you can just do that and drop yours and lose it. Fuck. All right, well I lost that one. I see where it's at in the car. Hopefully I'll be able to find that one when we get down there. So I've removed this other bottom one here. Looks like these plugs come up too, so you might want to pull those. Those are little, as you can see, that's the nut that it goes in and expands out the plug to keep it intact. So, in fact, that's where the flathead screwdriver comes into play. Let's just pop these puppies out, little flathead. Now I've got two more here. I'm not quite sure if I need to pop those out yet. It looks like I will. And I've had trouble with these before not coming out, almost like they're stripped. If you get a little flathead underneath the head of this plastic screw and lift up on it while you're backing it out, you'll get it to come right out. But sometimes you have to do that to get it going. So I said they're not the best screws. They're basically shitty anchors that the auto manufacturers put in place just to keep plastic shit in place, and they're really a pain in the ass. So there's the front end piece here. And you know what? There's one more right here I'm going to pull out as well, just so I don't break it. And these I've gotten lucky on. All these are coming right out pretty easily. Okay, as you can see, I've removed those plastic bolts there, and as you can see, there's the other. Right there, as you can see, I'm pointing at it with this pen light. That is the third big bolt, 10mm bolt you need to remove. Okay, so we've got all the bolts removed. Let's see if we can get this headlamp now out of here. Sounds like you have to slide it this way a little bit to get it off the frame of the car. and slide it straight back, just like that. And there she is, she's removed. And our headlight is one of these two cables. Now I just got to figure out which one. Now, as you can see here on the back of the headlight, you've got a couple different components. You've got two big dials, and what you've got to figure out is which bulb are you going to replace. In this case, the outside bulb is the bulb we're going to replace. That is your dim lights. The inside bulb is your bright lights. So your daytime running and all that is this bulb. That's the bulb you flick up when you want to, you know, see down the road farther. So we're going to replace this one. And basically this is just a cap. You're just going to unscrew it, pop it right off. Now as you can see, there's the bulb inside. It's plugged into a little electrical component. We're going to slide that out. You're going to pinch both gray ends here on the outer end. Pinch them and slide it right back. And then you're going to turn right back around, and we're going to twist the bulb. I think half or a quarter turn, and pop the bulb right out. And there you have it. There's the old bulb. Now the one thing I did mention on these bulbs is the H11, and that's the component there that plugs into the electrical wiring harness there. That's what makes it an H11 pretty much. I mean, it's the style overall, but that's what you're looking for in your bulb. Now the important thing is when you get your new bulb out of the package, do not, above all, do not touch the bulb itself. These are halogen bulbs. You do not want to get any dirt or debris on the bulb itself. Oil or anything like that can damage the bulb and actually shorten its lifespan. Yeah, and don't forget, if you run a little low on beer, you can always refill. A little bit of shot of some heavy duty stuff here. Yeah! Alright, so getting the headlight back in is a little bit of it's almost like just having the right feel for the bulb here, or the headlamp assembly. Just make sure you get it behind this cosmetic piece here and just kind of work its way in. You'll feel it pop in a couple places. It's not really snapping in, it's just fitting in the right way. I noticed on the right one I actually had to get it down on the top here, swing the bottom just like that. There we go. And always look at the other side too. Look at the other side and see how it fits around the trim here, and make sure that you got it in there the right way. Also look up here at your brackets to make sure the holes are lining up, and you'll know that you're in where you should be. Okay, so one thing I like to do is when I put these bolts back in, make sure you don't tighten them all the way, because as you move across the three, you'll notice that sometimes the holes don't line up all the way. Then you'll have to do a little adjustment with the headlamp to get it to move around. So if you tighten one down, it's not going to move at all. So just get it in the hole. You know, just like they say in golf, get it in the hole! All right, I got all three in, so let's tighten her down. Bam! We don't need electric tools in this garage. That was quick. All right, so when putting this cosmetic piece down, make sure you get these lips here behind this other piece. So there's one lip here that kind of goes behind, and this one right here slides behind. So everything's flush right here. Otherwise, the piece won't be flat. And now you've got to take these blossomed plug things, whatever the hell they are, more pieces of garbage that they expect the consumer to be able to manhandle, but you got to squeeze them together and get them down in the hole there so that you can put the screws in. Same with these little ones. The little one, that was an easy one because it was the big one. The rest of these are all the small version, and they're a pain in the butt. I usually squeeze them a little bit and then just kind of slide them in there and see if they'll. Sometimes they slide right in like that one, sometimes they don't. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put these plastic screws back in, and you can try and give it a little, just like you did originally the first try, and use your Phillips and just put some light pressure on it and just give it a twist, and it should screw right in like a regular screw. As you can see, that one didn't. And I'm going to move my beer. I guess I won't put it on the end. Sometimes it'll go like that and it just won't go in. And so what I do is I give it some more force until eventually it gets past that point where it won't screw and it goes in. That's why I said these aren't, they're like a hybrid. They're like in between a screw and a plug. All these are, they're almost like rivets is what they are, but they're kind of threaded. They're just a pain in the ass. So there you have it. That's a 2009 Saturn Vue and how to change the front headlight bulbs on the vehicle. And hope you guys found this helpful. If you get a chance to and you're into beer, check out my beer review show. Just go on YouTube there and type in Mr. Liquid Bread, or check out my website, MrLiquidBread.com. Cheers!